The British Parliament has just approved a bill to raise university tuition fees in England.
I really think tuition fees are wrong.
In recession-hit Britain, the billionaires have gone up by 20, an increase of 37% in the first year of this Tory rule.
You completely sold out your principles and you've lied to your voters. How could you do
There's a period of remorse and apology for banks. I think that period needs to be over.
Whilst in the real world, inflation's going through the roof.
Focusing on the fact that we can't understand this policy, I can make it clear to you that we do understand.
Thousands of blind people are having to march through the streets of London.
Personal taxes are rising, but is big business paying its fair share?
This is a chance to expose the people who depend on your taxes but don't want to pay anything back.
The champagne corks will be popping in the city today as the bonus culture makes its return.
Everyone knows what's going on.
These banks seem to forget that it was the public's money that saved them.
The banks are getting bailed out and the people are being punished to pay for it.
He was able to claim thousands on council tax, stamp duty and furnishings, including more than £2,000 on the Magnolia carpet.
Mrs. Beckett, are you going to pay back £72,000 that you've taken after your mealy-mouthed answer trying to explain yourself?
No, I'm not, because as I quite...
He ordered 390 MPs, that's more than half of them, to pay back over £1 million wrongly claimed.
It's reached a level it has never been at before.
Companies make millions and millions and millions of pounds from the British public.
The International Monetary Fund says that a third of all the money in the world is currently held in tax havens.
They get their money from the British public, they employ members of the British public.
In Britain, 6 months ago, it was revealed that Vodafone, one of our biggest cell phone companies, owed £6 billion to the British Exchequer.
They couldn't exist without the public infrastructure. They are making millions of pounds. We're not talking about driving them out of business. We're saying pay your fair share.
That's a tiny number of rich people stashing away massive sums of money.
That this is not the last time that they're going to be turning out onto the streets of London.
A group of ordinary citizens, nurses and teachers who are facing having their jobs taken.
Shown that we are as ideological as ever before. Now we've shown that solidarity and comradeship and all those things that used to be associated with students are as relevant now as they've ever been.
In a way, said, we're not going to part with this.
What a savage indictment of this lousy, rotten...
Because we are all in this together.
There were two choices. Either they laid down and took whatever the government threw at them, or they stood up and fought back. And however much they tried to imprison us in the streets of London, those are our streets, and we will always be there to demonstrate. We will always be there to fight. People who had always thought that the police were just those people at the other end of the telephone line to help if there was a burglary.
This is a pre-crime. It's a pre-crime, right? Like, if I had a pen to go to college with...
People who'd always thought that the media were just those friendly newspaper men who were there to give them that unbalanced picture of the
suggestion that you were rolling towards the police in your wheelchair. Is that true?
People learned a lot last Wednesday. People learned a lot as they huddled around fires and then emerged from that kettle to see headlines like vandals on the Evening Standard that afternoon. People learned a lot when a police van was left in the middle of the road so that the police could tow it away and show the whole public, look what vandals these people are. People learned a lot. We are now the generation at the heart of the fight back. We are now the generation that will stand with everyone who's fighting.
And that is due to happen in 2012 if no one does anything about it.